And welcome live to the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. I'm Joel Krausar and my partner Ben Nitzel back in brand new digs, a night we've been waiting for a long time. This is the Muscatine Power and Water pregame show as the Muscatine Muskies host to Iowa City West. And we truly are hosting in style tonight. We have an outstanding new seat up in the brand new press box of the newly remodeled Muscatine Community Stadium, and as you can see, your eyes do not deceive you. That is field turf, finally, here at the high school stadium at Muscatine High School. Ben, it's turned out to be just a fantastic renovation.
Yeah, it really has. Looks great out here. You know, fantastic looks, fantastic place to commentate from. The press box is spacious, climate controlled. It's awesome. The stands look good. You don't feel like it might fall over. Just a lot of positives out here. Really nice opening. Obviously, would like a little bit better weather to get maybe a few more people out here, but great crowd so far, and really nice facility that's going to benefit Muscatine for a long time.
But I feel this was Mother Nature's way of saying this is why you do this, because we know we're going to consistent playing field tonight on this field turf, and we don't have to worry about mud puddles and super wet balls and everything you have to deal with on a rainy night.
Yeah, very fair. And there was an opportunity for field turf back in 2005, but it was just, they were building the rugby field and it wouldn't fit inside the track, and so it didn't happen. So now it's nice. We had a nice grass field. It was fun to play on, but it's nice to have the turf down there too.
And it's a battle of two 0-1 teams tonight as Iowa City West fell 27-20 against Cedar Rapids Kennedy last week, and the Muskies fell 63-14 to the Linn-Mar Lions. But we usually see, Ben, teams grow from week 1 to week 2, and we'll cover that stuff a little bit more. We're going to take a quick 90-second break, and we'll be back as the band takes the field here at Discover Muscatine Sports Network.
At First National Bank, we strive to provide the best customer service both in person and online. Our mobile wallet offers you great features within our mobile app: card controls, alerts, digital receipts. Mobile wallet is a free feature in our mobile app. Check it out today.
Affordable Metal Manufacturing provides cut-to-length rolled metal panels for commercial, residential, and agricultural roofing. We take pride in delivering our products with a short lead time, normally 3 days or less. Our panels are cut to the nearest 1/8 of an inch for greater efficiency and less waste. Affordable Metal can even roll your panels on site. Call today for a free quote and let us become your preferred supplier. Affordable Metal Manufacturing. Our business is rolling.
At Hustler Turf, quality matters, especially in the strength and durability of our mowers. So your Hustler will stand the test of time. We think the difference is obvious. With our welded fabricated steel deck, high-strength 11-gauge one-piece frame, and the precision control of our smooth track steering, anyone can mow like a pro.
And welcome back to Muscatine Community Stadium on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. It's the Muscatine Power and Water pregame show. We're getting ready for kickoff here as the Muskies host the Iowa City West Trojans. We'll get into some lineup things here in a little bit, but I want to talk quickly about some of the keys to the game in our first ever Coach Krausar's keys of the game. And Ben, one thing I always know we experience week 1 to week 2, it's usually a week of exponential growth. At least that's the hope for teams, and that's one of the things the Muscatine's really looking forward to doing tonight. I also noted that they need to sand the floor, and that is a Karate Kid reference in case you were wondering. With defense, fundamentals of defense, I think that's one thing that the coaches probably worked on this week. We saw some eye-opening experiences last week with some big plays, and I think going back to some basics of defensive fundamentals will help, and I know that's one of the things of focus this week. And then number 3 was just make special teams special. One of the things that they can figure out a way to get that edge in the special teams, you're always trying to win 2 of the 3 phases. So if you can win all 3 phases of the game, special teams is a place to get some quick improvement from week to week and give yourself an edge.
Is there a question there, Joel? I think you really laid it out well. I don't know what you want me to follow up with. I agree. I think all those things are very true. I mean, when you talk defensive fundamentals too, I think specifically the big thing you're going to want to try to work on is wrapping up, right, and get that tackle. There was a lot of opportunities where we had missed tackles week one, guys pinballing off of defenders, multiple defenders on some plays. And so, again, I thought the kids did a great job of running the scheme week one, being in the right positions. But it's not enough just being in that position. You got to be in that position. You got to grab cloth. And, if the guy's too big, then you hold on, wait for the cavalry to show up. And if not, you take him on yourself. So I agree with that. And we saw a little bit of the special teams last week, right? We got the kickoff return for a touchdown, which is a little bit of a spark there in the second half. But, yes, the punting game specifically, I think, to your point, has got to really come around.
And as you draw your attention to the field, the inaugural performance of the Mighty Muskie Marching Band on their new turf field as well. It's a big, exciting thing for every aspect of a Friday night, whether it's the dance team dancing at halftime or the band performing. This is a big improvement for our entire Muscatine High School community, as well as the community at large. So we'll leave you here. We'll stay right here. Let's listen to the band as they take the field with the fight song. And one of the things, Ben, that coming into this game, there's lots of connective tissue between these two staffs, between these two programs. The offensive coordinator for Iowa City West is former Muscatine Muskie quarterback Andrew Durham. Family still lives in town. He was a stellar player in his own right for the Purple and Gold, and he gets to come home a little bit. This is a team that we've played several times the last few years.
Yeah, it is. I had the pleasure of coaching Andrew and his brother Matt as well here in Muscatine, so very nice to see them come back. And anytime Iowa City West comes back, that's a nice connection. Of course, Garrett Hartwig, the head coach of Iowa City West, coached here for a brief time and taught here for a few years in Muscatine before moving up to Iowa City. So, again, for him, he's got obviously some connections. Now, it's been a while now.
Sure.
But, certainly has, I'm sure, a little fondness for Muscatine and starting off his career here. And then, of course, Coach DJ Hawkins, head coach of the Muskies, was up at Iowa City West as a coordinator under head coach Brian Sauser, who was also a Muscatine guy. And so, some connections going that way as well.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that I liked when they went to the district phenomenon, which has its cons. We know a lot of those cons, but one of the positives in mind, one of the pros, was the opportunity to get to schedule some teams that you didn't normally play when we were in the traditional conference format. And Iowa City West obviously is one of those programs that has a storied history in the late 90s, early 2000s with when Reese Morgan was there. I think 5 state championships in a row. So it's a tradition-rich program, and they're trying to get back to that. And one of the ways they're going to get back to that, or hope to, is by the arm of freshman quarterback Jack Wallace. They graduated a tremendous quarterback in Marcus Morgan, who's now pitching for Rick Heller's program at the University of Iowa. But we'll be curious to see if Muscatine can get to the freshmen here early and often.
Well, and I think to help them out, they got a tremendous running game too, right? So you can do a lot of ground and pound and create some space.
And we've got the national anthem now, so we will rise in our seats as the band leads the stadium in the national anthem.
Before we honor America with the playing of the national anthem, we would like to offer a moment of silence in support of all that have been affected by tragedy and loss in the past year. Thank you. And now the Mighty Muskie Marching Band will perform our national anthem, conducted by Director of Bands, Mr. Jeff Hyde.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'd like to take a minute to talk to you about Pearl City Media.
At Pearl City Media, we develop custom marketing solutions for businesses of all kinds. Between radio, cable TV, newspaper, Facebook, Google, and YouTube ads, it can be tough to make sure your business is seen and understood by the right people. Pearl City Media understands that people are everywhere, and reaching the right kind of people for your business isn't so simple. Maybe you want to increase your business's awareness and sell more inventory. Or maybe you want to book more appointments. Or maybe you need a bump in your lunchtime traffic. Whatever your goals are, Pearl City Media will listen and create a strategic campaign focused on helping you reach those goals. We handle all the strategy, planning, execution, and will update you on the results of the campaign while constantly evaluating the effectiveness of your campaign. So what are you waiting for? Send Pearl City Media a message and start improving your marketing today.
And welcome back on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. It's the Muscatine Power and Water pregame show. I'm Joel Krausar, along with my partner, Ben Nitzel. First home game of the year, Ben. One game under our belt from up in Linn-Mar last week. I never noticed any difference from a coaching perspective, coaching at home, but I remember as a player it always meant more to play at home. What was your experience in both roles?
Well, my wife would tell me it was so long ago that I probably don't remember it accurately, Joel. But, obviously a lot of excitement playing at home. Muscatine's always done a great job with their fans, especially the student section traveling really well. So you always get pretty good vocal. But, when I played, we had a lot of games up at Brady Street Stadium, and that was the old Brady Street, and so it was just sound just flew out of there. So to play at home, there was always just a lot of excitement, a lot of great crowd noise. As far as coaching, I think you're right. Like it didn't mean make a big difference one way or another, but certainly there's a lot of excitement. It's nice to have the band behind you. It's nice to have full stands, and Muscatine always does a great job of coming out and supporting the team. So always nice to be at home.
And the Muskies are preparing to take the field here. The band is on the field in formation. The cheerleaders have made the tunnel, and here come the Muskies. It's USA theme night for the Muskie students as they break the banner. And the Muskies take Connor Christensen leading the way for the Muskies, one of the senior captains. And West takes the field as well. And so we're back.
Artie's Ice Cream and Grill, 609 West 5th Street, Wilton, Iowa.
At First National Bank, we strive to provide the best customer service both in person and online. Our mobile wallet offers you great features within our mobile app. Card controls, alerts, digital receipts. Mobile wallet is a free feature in our mobile app. Check it out today.
Affordable Metal Manufacturing provides cut-to-length rolled metal panels for commercial, residential, and agricultural roofing. We take pride in delivering our products with a short lead time, normally 3 days or less. Our panels are cut to the nearest eighth of an inch for greater efficiency and less waste. Affordable Metal can even roll your panels on site. Call today for a free quote and let us become your preferred supplier. Affordable Metal Manufacturing. Our business is rolling.
At Hustler Turf, quality matters, especially in the strength and durability of our mowers. So you know your Hustler will stand the test of time. We think the difference is obvious. With our welded fabricated steel deck, high-strength 11-gauge one-piece frame, and the precision control of our smooth track steering, anyone can mow like a pro.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'd like to take a minute to talk to you about Pearl City Media.
At Pearl City Media, we develop custom marketing solutions for businesses of all kinds. Between radio, cable TV, newspaper, Facebook, Google, and YouTube ads, it can be tough to make sure your business is seen and understood by the right people. Pearl City Media understands that people are everywhere, and reaching the right kind of people for your business isn't so simple. Maybe you want to increase your business's awareness and sell more inventory. Or maybe you want to book more appointments. Or maybe you need a bump in your lunchtime traffic. Whatever your goals are, Pearl City Media will listen and create a strategic campaign focused on helping you reach those goals. We handle all the strategy, planning, execution, and will update you on the results of the campaign while constantly evaluating the effectiveness of your campaign. So what are you waiting for? Send Pearl City Media a message and start improving your marketing today.
To right and then bring the running back the other way.
So that will now make it 2nd and 14 for the Muskies. And it's just the first possession here for Muscatine. We're just under 11 minutes to play here in the first quarter on this newly renovated surface here at Muscatine Community Stadium.
Same formation. Same motion.
There's the toss to Raker, and he's tackled for loss.
So there the Muskies go with the same look, bring Raker in motion, and then use the halfback to come up through, get a little bit of an ISO play there and try to get something going. But nice job by the front line on Iowa City West.
It's like Ryan Vanderleest and Mason Applegate on the tackle there. Applegate from his defensive end spot. Eight seconds to go on the play clock. Batty under center. Give now. That is to, I think it was Crabtree.
Hard running, but not a lot of space.
Mason Crabtree with the carry. He gets 5 yards back, but it'll still make it 4th and 10. And Batty will be back to punt. He did the punting last week as well.
So interesting, last week we didn't have a single punt where we went from the traditional 14-yard distance. Today we come right out. The old swinging gate punt here in the sense of they'll close that gate up as soon as the ball goes by the blocker.
Good snap. And a good kick from Batty. See where they spot that. But that's the snap was there had seemed to be an improvement from last week.
Well, it's a lot better way to punt if you can do it. If you can get that ball back there safely, that's give your guys some space and finally not under duress. He had to be happy.
Yeah, so the Muskies go 3 and out here with their first possession, and the Trojans will take over at their own 45-yard line. Again, the Trojans led by Jack Wallace, freshman quarterback. But you mentioned, Ben, they did some damage on the ground last week in that 20-27 loss to Cedar Rapids Kennedy.
Yeah, tremendous backfield. I think that's what they're going to really try to. You got a freshman guy in there. You want to kind of ground pound a little bit and see what you can get going, and then only throw if you have to. Wing to our side here, offensive right.
Outside run, breaks a few tackles. High and tight is Mason Applegate. And another big play off first down.
Well, disappointing, Joel. I mean, again, for Mason Crabtree, great job. He came off his linebacker position well, got rid of his blocker, had his hands on the runner, had a chance to make that a 1-yard loss, doesn't get the tackle made, and all of a sudden now becomes a big run. Again, in the right spot, doing the right things, got to finish off the tackles.
So they'll make it 1st and 10 now inside Muscatine territory at the Muskie 27. Devontae Morris checks in a tailback.
A little shift by the Muskies.
Talon Mann at fullback for West. Give us to Morris.
Nice play by Nathan Beatty there, number 63 for the Muskies. Penetrating into heel depth, taking a look at what was there, and then wrapping up the ball carry as he came to him. Great job.
Loss of 2 on the play. So that will put West at 2nd and 12. Our starting lineups this year are presented by Bear of Muscatine. Shotgun look. 2 wide receivers left, 2 wide receivers right. Morris in the backfield. Excuse me, Applegate in the backfield. Illegal motion or a false start. It looks like one of the wide receivers outside tried to get a head start. So penalty.
Like that call by
here.
Iowa City West Coach Durham there. You got a freshman quarterback. You want to settle him in on the road. First play call, you just run a little, for passing anyway, you just run a little motion across, throw that forward screen. If the kid drops it, it's incomplete pass. Otherwise, it's just a pretty easy pitch and catch. Nice way to get somebody kind of into the game and feeling confident.
Same formation, now 2nd and 16. A little quick out. Looking for the slot receiver. Pass falls incomplete. Pass was intended for Owen Anastad.
And again, this is what Muscatine's got to do. You have a real nice stop on first down by Beatty. You get a penalty, and now you put Iowa City in a position they don't want to be in with a freshman quarterback, right? That's 3rd and long. You know, you're in a passing situation. The defense can kind of pin their ears back a little bit. Watch out for the screen.
Slot, wing left, 2 receivers
See if
left.
they go verticals here.
Tight end coming across the middle. That's a fumble. Incomplete pass. They're now ruling it incomplete. Which he may not have had any control.
I don't think he did. Iowa City got it anyway, so it would have been
their ball. But that was a great play. It looked like that was Kozad out there in the flat. I still have to get used to our new distance away from the field. We're a little bit higher up than we used to be. So that'll make it 4th and 16. And West comes out in formation.
Definite pass here, Joel. Tell by the lineman.
Across the middle, batted down by the Muskies. That still would have been right close to the first down. So the Muskies do their job on defense, cause the turnover on downs, and the Muskies will take over at their own 34-yard line. So really good defensive stop there for Muscatine.
Yeah, great job. Again, you know, it's kind of like baseball. You want to get ahead in the count. Same thing here. If you can get into a situation where the offense has got to do what they don't want to do, that's 3rd and long, 2nd and long, 3rd and long. That favors the defense, and you saw that there. Great job by the Muskies making plays when they had to, getting that turnover on downs.
So 1st and 10 as Landon Batty and the Muskies break the huddle.
A little pull to the right here maybe, Joel. We'll see.
Raker in the wing. And Batty's going to keep it a naked boot, and he's got a seam. 14-yard gain by the junior quarterback, Landon Beatty. Misdirection and good blocking out there by the receiving corps.
Yeah, nice job by Batty to tuck the ball in tight, protect it. Got some good blocks out in front of him, and then again, didn't get too fancy, just started chewing up yardage. That's what you love to see.
So 1st and 10 for the Muskies right at the 49-yard line. Looking to get some momentum offensively. Capitalize off the big defensive stop. Drake Gray in at tight end for the Muskies. Here's the counter now back to Raker. He's got a seam, and he's in the open field.
You get a block.
One-on-one. He's brought down, but not until he gets the first down. And a little counter action there from the Muskies.
Yeah, really nice play design, nice execution there to get the ball out to your stud and let him just run.
2 plays, 2 first downs for the Muskies, and they're in Trojan territory at the Iowa City West 35. Just under 7 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Braden Lane and Cameron Evans are the wide receivers split out wide. Same play coming back the other way, and Raker cuts it back against the over pursuit.
Yeah, nice little pitch fake there by Batty, and then hand it inside to Raker there, who was able to punch it in for a few yards, bring up a little 2nd and 7.
The offensive line for the Muskies are doing a nice job of getting some push and changing the line of scrimmage so far in this drive.
Absolutely. We don't see a lot. We don't get to see a lot of footage, but as far as the eye test goes, that that Iowa City West front looks pretty impressive. So, nice job by the O-line.
Beatty under center. The Muskies are going to call a timeout as the play clock was about ready to expire. So we're going to take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be right back here with more Muskie Football on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network.
Affordable Metal Manufacturing provides cut-to-length rolled metal panels for commercial, residential, and agricultural roofing. We take pride in delivering our products with a short lead time, normally 3 days or less. Our panels are cut to the nearest 1/8 of an inch for greater efficiency and less waste. Affordable Metal can even roll your panels on site. Call today for a free quote and let us become your preferred supplier. Affordable Metal Manufacturing. Our business is rolling.
And welcome back to Muscatine Community Stadium, the newly renovated Community Stadium. That's because this is the first night that the Muskies are playing on their brand new field turf surface. A big night for our community. Hopefully, knock on wood, Mother Nature holds off and we all stay dry. We'll stay dry in our nice new press box digs, but the Muskies now trying to do some damage offensively. If you're just joining us, they just held Iowa City West on 4th down in Muskie territory, and after 2 big running plays, one by Landon Batty and the other by Nolan Raker, the Muskies are knocking at the doorstep here of Iowa City West, trying to find their way into that First National Bank of Muscatine red zone. And the give is to the up back, and he is swallowed up by that stout defensive front of Iowa City West.
Yeah, that one didn't work, Joel. Nice,
yeah, there's no other way to put it.
Nice play by Winter Dejubu there, number 75 for Iowa City West, just right up the middle. Didn't get much resistance, but boy, he was right there on top of the runner before he could do anything.
6'2", 290, and Winter definitely was victorious on that play, beating that block. As Landon Batty brings the play in for the Muskies. 6'2", 290. That's a mountain there for a sophomore to be moving at the nose tackle.
Yeah, it's a big player.
Evans out wide left. The give now to Kozad. Ty Kozad unable to shake the defensive front. And now the Muskies look at a 4th and long of their own, kind of here in no man's land. This is 4-down territory.
Yeah, potentially. You're in a tight ball game. You could potentially punt here. Now, the Muskies obviously showed last week they've got the ability to come out, get in an offensive set, and then go back to the quick kick. So it's all on the table. But I think you're right. I think they're going to end up going for it here.
Batty gives it to Kozad, who's able to cut off the right side. Oh, he slips.
He would have made it real interesting if he doesn't lose his footing there. Nice play design. They had a chance there, but just didn't quite get it converted.
And it'll be a turnover on downs for the Muskies, and the Trojans will take over at their own 31-yard line. It was a good, promising drive, though, for the Muskies. Some confidence built on that offensive possession. And see if that transitions and carries over through the rest of this ball game.
Yeah, and you flip field position again. That's especially in high school, that's not to be underestimated.
Muskie defense lines up. Wallace gives it to Applegate. And Applegate's got a seam, and he's gone. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, untouched goes Applegate.
Tremendous patience by that kid. Iowa City went in tight, brought the ISO play there, fullback right up through, put a big old block on the linebacker. Applegate bid his time, waited for it to open up, and then once the hole was there, See you later.
Just exploded through the hole, and a 70-yard touchdown run for Applegate puts the Trojans in the lead, 6-0. As we see the extra point for the first time for West. Owen Onestad was the holder. And the Muskies jump off sides.
Looks like number 9, Matt Jetton, the senior from Iowa City, will be doing the extra points for him this week.
I was having a hard time seeing the number. I was like, there's no way there's 2 number 8s out there. That's illegal. And so they will now move up a yard as the half a distance to the goal penalty. Extra point is up, and it is good. So the Trojans of Iowa City West take a 7-0 lead. We'll be back with more Muskie football on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network after this quick break.
Hessler Turf quality matters, especially in the strength and durability of our mowers. So you know your Hustler will stand the test of time. We think the difference is obvious. With our welded fabricated steel deck, high-strength 11-gauge one-piece frame, and the precision control of our smooth track steering, anyone can mow like a pro.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'd like to take a minute to talk to you about Pearl City Media.
At Pearl City Media, we develop custom marketing solutions for businesses.
And welcome back on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. I'm Joel Krausar, along with my partner Ben Nitzel. Iowa City West leads Muscatine 7-0 after the 70-yard touchdown run by Mason Applegate, the senior 6-foot, 190-pound running back for West. After Muscatine drove the ball down inside their own 35, or the Trojan 35-yard line, and turned it over on downs. So Muscatine looking to get a spark here on special teams. They did have a kickoff return for touchdown last week. High kick to about the 13-yard line. This is Mason Crabtree. And he returns that kick up about to the 26-yard line.
You know, it's a dangerous game too, Joel. I just don't understand it. Muskie's got have two backs back. I don't understand why you kick it to the guy. I'm glad they're doing it. I don't understand why you kick it to the guy that went to the house last week. I mean, I think, you've got a choice. It just surprises me they're not seeing him kick it to Braden Lane. No disrespect to him, but all that City West has to go off is the film. And if I saw that film, I'd say I don't want to kick to this guy.
As now Landon Batty brings the Muskie offense out back into the familiar pistol. Ty Kozad at tailback. Here's Raker in motion. Low snap. Batty will keep it and gain maybe half a yard, but gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they showed option there. I'm not sure if it was actually an option or just showing the option, because he cut inside very quickly to eliminate the ability to pitch the ball, but there was option motion.
So just under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. 7-0 is the lead for Iowa City West.
Again, this is where Muscatine you want to try to avoid second and long. You want to get yourself into a favorable position, but that's where they are. So hopefully you can get at least 5 yards here and set yourself up for a nice third down.
The give to Kozad, who breaks a couple tackles. Now he keeps churning. Maybe gets a yard. A good, tough 1 yard run there from Ty Kozad.
Yeah, that's about as hard as you can work for a yard. Great job by him of chugging his feet, but there was just too many gold helmets around.
And Ty Kozad, just a sophomore, 5'8", 185 pounds. 5'10", 185 pounds. Has shown some explosiveness early in his Muskie career at the JV sophomore level, getting the jump up to varsity this season.
That's more of a normal sophomore size.
The toss is to Raker, who breaks a few tackles and gets ahead of steam, and he'll have the first down.
Yeah, tremendous individual effort out of Raker there. Got hit in the backfield, looked like it could have been loss. Able to shake that and then just put his head down and knew where he needed to get and got there for the first down. Huge for the Muskies to move the sticks here.
1st and 10 from the 40 as the Muskies look to push the ball into the end zone. Raker caught an offensive pass, or caught a touchdown pass last week, and the Crabtree kickoff return accounted for the 2 Muskie touchdowns last week. Batty yet to really challenge with a throw downfield. And right here, he's back. Deep drop.
Look at him.
And he does get it with Kozad being the intended receiver. Well-defended screen pass by the Trojans.
Yeah, they were not fooled there. They were not fooled.
So 2nd and 10 for the Muskies.
Muscatine using Drake Gray, the junior, in a lot of tight end sets here. So he's been doing a lot of duty at tight end this week, and you can see he's flipping flopping both sides and giving them a little bit different look there on offense.
Batty comes under center. The I formation here for Muscatine.
Traditional pro I.
Fumbled snap. Batty able to scoop it back up. Maybe gains half a yard, but most importantly did not turn it over.
Picked up by Landon Batty. Picked up by Will Towler. Well, just outside the 43rd and about 9.
For the Muskies, this is a big 3rd down because it's that midfield point. You definitely want to try to convert this 1st down, but this is a dangerous spot. You don't want to turn it over here either. The give is to Kozad. He's going to gain about 7 yards. He's just going to be 1.5 yards short.
Well, and to your point, they keep it a little bit conservative there, right? Just give it right up the middle to Kozad. Nothing too risky there, but also not a great chance on picking up a 1st down when you got to get 9 yards.
So now the punt team will come on for the Muskies. As it's 4th and 2. Batty steps back at his 14-yard post as the punter. Snap. Short kick from Batty. It checks up, and the Muskies will down it at the 37.
Nice snap by Jacob Novak, the junior. Get that ball back there where he needed it. It's looking good this week on the punt.
So under a minute to go here in the 1st quarter. Muscatine trails by 7. Again, the lone score from the Trojans was a 70-yard touchdown run by Mason Applegate on their last offensive possession. I formation for the Trojans. Wallace under center. This give is to Applegate. He breaks a few tackles, and now he's got a 1st down. Gain of 14 on the 1st down run by Applegate.
Well, again, they cannot let this kid get going. They've got to shut down these running lanes. You can't be 14 yards every single time he's carrying the ball.
On the 3-and-out possession the Muscatine had, or on the defensive stop, they were able to get a tackle for loss on 1st down. We see Wallace in the shotgun. Throws the hitch to the outside receiver. That's Onestad.
Daniel Adams, nice job rallying up. Like to see him drive that guy back, not give him any more yards than the initial hitch catch, but did a good job keeping him in front of him.
They'll make it 2nd and 2. Trips twins formation to the right with a wing.
Unbalanced. They've got 4 guys to the right there. Tight end is ineligible.
The give here. This is Morris, and he's pushed back. And that's Applegate again. Pushed back for a loss.
Nice job by Jacob Novak coming down the line. We talked about him a little bit last week. Good job there stepping up, reading the flow, staying in the hip pocket, and getting cloth and finishing that play off.
So a gain of about 1 where the forward progress was marked stopped. That'll make it 3rd and 1, and that's going to be the end of the 1st quarter. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more Muskie football on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network.
Artie's Ice Cream and Grill, 609 West 5th Street, Wilton, Iowa.
At First National Bank, we strive to provide the best customer service both in person and online. Our mobile wallet offers you great features within our mobile app: card controls, alerts, digital receipts. Mobile wallet is a free feature in our mobile app. Check it out today.
Affordable Metal Manufacturing provides cut-to-length rolled metal panels for commercial, residential, and agricultural roofing. We take pride in delivering our products with a short lead time, normally 3 days or less. Our panels are cut to the nearest eighth of an inch for greater efficiency and less waste. Affordable Metal can even roll your panels on site. Call today for a free quote and let us become your preferred supplier. Affordable Metal Manufacturing. Our business is rolling. Affordable Metal Manufacturing provides...
Welcome back here on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. I'm Joel Krausauer with my partner Ben Nitzel. It's the beginning of the second quarter as it's 3rd and 1 for Iowa City West at the Muskie 40.
See if they go on the hard count here with the freshman quarterback.
Oh, that's a jump on the left guard. They go with the hard count, but the line wasn't able to hold, so a huge penalty against the Trojans.
Yeah, so frustrating as a coach. You're in the catbird seat. You try to draw the defense off. Instead, you jump.
And you practice it all week. Like, it's a situation that you go over and drill. And so now it'll be 3rd and 6. The give is to Applegate. He breaks a tackle. He's got the first down. They're able to take him to the ground before he breaks it for the end zone.
Well, very nice. 3rd and 6. Iowa City West, shows like they want to get in their pass formation there, then bring it back inside to Applegate, and he's able to get the yards he needs to move the sticks.
Mason Crabtree saved the touchdown there with a tackle. Two backs in the backfield for West. One kind of the H-back up front, fullback position. Pass. Wallace is going deep. Just overthrown. Good coverage there for the Muskies as well.
Yeah, nice job by Daniel Adams. Right in the hip pocket, right where you want to be. Always teaching the kids, you got to find the man first, especially in high school. There's no face guarding. Find the man. Get to his hip pocket. Once you're there, then you can turn back and look for the ball. Worst thing you can do is try to pretend like you're Deion Sanders. I know it's a dated reference for the kids, but
no, it's Coach. Coach Sanders.
Coach Deion Sanders. Yeah, and just look for the ball the whole time because that's almost impossible. NFL guys can't do it. So find the guy, put the coverage on. Great job by Adams doing that there.
So 2nd and 10 after the Trojans take the shot. They give this one to Morris. Morris is stacked up after a short gain.
Well, great job by the Muskies there. Iowa City showed kind of the old standard formation they got where they put 2 slots to the same side. Then they can either try to power it to that side where they've got the extra men, or like they did there, bring them back across the formation. Good job by the Muskies. Guarantee you Coach Hawkins' defense was drilling on that this week.
Someone who stands out from the press box is number 77, the left tackle for Iowa City West. Liam Becker, 6'6", 305 pounds. That's a good-sized left tackle. 3rd and 6. Play action. Pass is complete.
Yeah, nice pass. Nice play call, too. They just ran the slant inside. That's a pretty easy pass to throw. Too much space from the Muskies, and so easy pass and catch for the first down.
Gudenkoff with the catch. So it'll be 1st and 10 now at the 15. You're just inside the 15.
First down at the 14.
I formation now for West.
Yep, wing eye.
Wallace making a check of the line. They go off tackle left to Applegate, and he's going to burst into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the night. Mason Applegate just followed his big left tackle, Liam Becker, who caved that whole side of the line down.
Yeah, real nice ISO call there. Just cave it down with your left side. Bring your fullback with you to get that kick out. And
results in the touchdown. And jetting on for the extra point. Kick is up. And it is good.
You talk about those little tweaks, Joel. The nice thing, Muskie, you see there on the special teams, they're only rushing off one side this week. I think clearly saw the film and said, hey, we're going to KO our own guys. Let's get that figured out. So nice job to make that adjustment.
We'll leave it right here as the Trojans score that second touchdown. Muscatine Sports brought to you by Bickford Senior Living, the Youth Sports Foundation, and Eastern Iowa Power Washers. Our offensive player of the game at the end of the game will be presented by Affordable Metal Manufacturing. Our halftime show presented by Muscatine Lawn and Power. And then our post-game show sponsored by Hy-Vee. I also believe Hy-Vee is going to be involved in some on-the-field things this halftime. You'll notice as you're here or if you're seeing on the screen, this is a beautiful new upgraded facility. There is a new scoreboard on the way. The scoreboard that we're still currently using it is going to be replaced, and the new scoreboard with a big video board is on the way. And that was made possible by many donations throughout the community, one of those coming from Hy-Vee. And they are actually going to present the school district with a check at halftime. So we're excited to see our friends at Hy-Vee and our post-game show sponsor and see how it goes here at halftime. As the Trojans look to kick off, as Matt Jetton will do the kicking again here for West. This one taken by Braden Lane, and he's got a seam. 30, 35, he's over the midfield. He's got to beat the kicker, and he does beat the kicker. 30, 25, 20, 5,
Stay up,
10,
stay up.
5. Oh, and he's great hustle by number 17, Seth Overton, who tackles Lane at the 4-yard line.
Just ran out of the
first turf monster got him.
Ran out of the turbo button there, and he got hit with the sniper. But listen, tremendous effort by him. Of course,
Great
made me look
blocking.
like a fool. They should have kept kicking it to Crabtree, I guess. Jeez. Got a couple weapons back there. Great job by him. Running hard, getting it down there. And like you said, tremendous hustle by Iowa City West to chase that thing down.
And just like that, we're in the First National Bank of Muscatine red zone as the Muskies take it first and goal from the 4-yard line. Batty gives it to Raker up the middle, and he's going to push the pile into the end zone. Touchdown, Muskies.
Well, let's give some credit to the offensive line on that play, Joel. Raker came up hard behind him, but those guys were already moving that thing forward and had a real nice wedge going. And, that great job by Raker, but tremendous job by the offensive line just to get the push they needed. Got to get a touchdown there. A big run like that, you got to cap that thing off. And no better way to do it than on first down. Punch it right in.
So now on for the extra point. Senior kicker Sophia Thomas. I couldn't find anywhere where there had been another female who has ever scored a point for the Muskie football program. Sophia did make an extra point last week.
At any level, you're saying?
At the varsity level.
Okay.
And that kick is up and good as Sophia Thomas makes the score 14-7. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more Muskie football on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network.
At Hustler Turf, quality matters, especially in the strength and durability of our mowers. So you know your Hustler will stand the test of time. We think the difference is obvious. With our welded fabricated steel deck, high-strength 11-gauge one-piece frame, and the precision control of our smooth track steering, anyone can mow like a pro.
And welcome back to Muscatine Community Stadium. I'm Joel Krausar, along with my partner Ben Litzel. Just under 10 minutes to go as the Muskies cap off. It was a 96-yard kickoff return as Lane was pushed out of bounds at the 4-yard line, capped off by a touchdown run by Nolan Raker. Went right up the middle behind a strong push from the offensive line to cut this back to a one-score ball game.
It might have been longer than that. I thought his foot stepped into the end zone.
I thought they were supposed to blow it dead.
I thought they were going to blow it dead.
I did too. Green kicks off for the Muskies, and the Trojans catch that with a head of steam.
Well, and that's the problem. The pooch punt is nice, but you got to find turf. If you don't find turf, you're going to end up giving up pretty good field position.
Yeah, Nate Gudenkoff, the senior wide receiver, caught that with a full head of steam and has a nice return to the West 46. So 2 weeks in a row, big kickoff return equaling some points for the Muskies. Now let's see if the defense can make some adjustments and help hold Applegate at bay. Wallace throws the quick hitch. That's caught by Onestad. That'll be a first down now in Muskie territory at the 39-yard line. A lot of room to make that catch.
Yeah, I think, they've got good receivers, so you want to give them a little bit of space because you don't want to give up the big play. But with the freshmen, you wonder if you want to maybe put them in a little bit of pressure and just try to really press up on those receivers and make them make good throws.
Well, and you mentioned, too, West trying to give some higher percentage throws for Wallace to get comfortable. Jet sweep here given to Onestad. Or excuse me, that's Gudenkoff.
Nice wrap up there by Novak. Again, as a linebacker, you want to try to make that contact a little bit closer, but did a good job flowing. A lot of West blockers out there to dodge around.
They'll make it 2nd and 3.
2nd and 7, or excuse me, 2nd and 3.
The Muscatine defensive front trying to create. Now they need to adjust as West has just gone unbalanced. Becker shifted over to the right, the left tackle. The give is to Applegate, who bounces it out right, and he's got the corner. And he's going to find the end zone.
Yeah, got to get a little bit more pressure on that outside there. When you get that unbalanced, you got to have somebody really seal that hard edge. You can't just have one guy there. They're able to kind of run him in like they did there, and then in the crease, once he gets to that edge, it's goodbye.
3rd touchdown of the evening for Applegate, as the Trojans look to add the extra point by Jetton.
I'll tell you, I don't think this kid ever misses.
Are you trying to throw the broadcaster jinx on him?
Yeah, I don't think it'll work. I'm not a real broadcaster, so I'm not going to have the power, unfortunately. I'm just trying to do my part, though.
You haven't been indoctrinated yet?
Well, I still think I have the skills.
Well, well, while we try to get the broadcaster jinx bestowed to Ben, we're going to take a quick 30-second break. We'll be back with more Muskie football on Discover Muscatine.
Artie's Ice Cream and Grill, 609 West 5th Street, Wilton, Iowa.
And welcome back to Muscatine Community Stadium. Joel Krausar and Ben Nitzel on the call as the Muskies trail the Trojans 21-7 as Jetton looks to kick off here for Iowa City West.
I know Coach Hawkins is going to be frustrated by that defensive effort. You go down, you get a great kick return, special teams play, just like you talked about in your cross showers keys. Punch it in for a touchdown, get some momentum going your way, and then give up. It feels like a soft 7 points. You want to make them work a little harder than that.
Jetton with a high, short kick, taken by the up back. And now another seam for the Muskies. A good field position to start for Muscatine there. As
Cameron Evans with the catch there from his up back position. Nice job securing the ball, getting it high and tight, and almost broke it.
So Landon Batty and the Muskies will take over at their own 42-yard line. I formation. Gray tight end is left.
Classic pro eye here, even under center.
The give. That's to Kozad.
Got to get a little bit more push there by your skill guys. tight end, got to get a little bit more block, and your fullback in that position have got to get guys moved. If you don't get guys moved and they're able to stay where they were, you're just putting your halfbacks never going to get much yardage.
So they make it 2nd and 10 on no gain on first down. One of the things that was nice to see is a couple of the Muskies who left last week's game with injury have made the field tonight. They seem to have recovered nicely. Raker goes in motion. This gives us to Kozad up the middle. Nice little bubble for a gain of about 4. That's the kind of gain they want to see more on first down, though, than second down. Get to that 2nd and 6 instead of the 3rd and 6.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than 3rd and 11.
True. Way to keep me optimistic, Ben.
We might have a neutral zone infraction here on Iowa City West.
I'm right even with the ball right now, and he is offside.
Playing a dangerous game.
The give here is the Kozad up the middle. Spins off a tackle. He's going to
bring up a 4th and 2, it looks like.
Right at the midfield mark. He's at the 50-yard line. So it'll be 4th and 2. And the punt team is jogging on the field for the Muskies. Bear of Muscatine, proud supporters of Muskie Athletics, along with Ruvo Plumbing and Heating. So the shield punt on the field for the Muskies. Snap is good. Good punt from Batty.
Really nice.
Drives Gudenkoff back to the 15. Who's pushed out of bounds right at the 24, 25-yard line. Good coverage there by the Muskies. Good punt.
Yeah, and very interesting. It seems Iowa City West very content to run a punt safe, meaning they're not bringing a lot of pressure. Even their outside guys are not rushing hard, just kind of containing and happy to get the ball back.
So they'll take over at their own 25. And the big offensive plays for West have really just come off of, what you would call, old school runs. Off tackle, ISO type runs, and Applegate's just able to get to that second level and break away.
Unbalanced again.
Toss right. Applegate pushes his lead blocker ahead. And the Muskies able to string it out a little bit, but there's Applegate crawling for an extra 2 yards when they thought they had him down.
Yeah, and his gift has really been tonight, obviously great overall speed, of course, but beyond that, just the ability to be patient. Like you saw there, tuck in behind your blockers. Don't run out in front of them. That's one of the problems that quick kids sometimes have is they get in front of the guys who are supposed to protect them. He did a great job staying there. And again, that probably should have been no gain, able to eke 6 yards out of it by being patient, staying where he needs to be, and then knowing what to do with the ball.
Wallace gives it to Applegate. Or no, this is Morris. Morris now with a breakaway speed.
Well, too much space there. I mean, the entire right side of the defense was absent. They were just a gigantic void where we should have had some defenders. And again, to your point, nice quick runner, saw that huge space, and pretty obvious where to go.
Paul Henry, the safety for the Muskies, came up and made a secure tackle there downfield, but you can't get touched your first time at the 8-yard mark. Wallace, that's
will be a fumble.
That is a backwards pass. Secured by Nick McDonald, the intended receiver. So that's going to be a loss of about 4 on first down.
Well, and that's the one problem. I mean, that's one of the drawbacks of I like seeing the under center stuff. I like seeing it from us tonight, but that is one of the drawbacks is, you want to run some of that quick screen game. If you're coming from under center, there's a tendency to throw that ball backwards, and that becomes a fumble. If you don't catch it, that's a live ball.
Twins left. Wallace in the shotgun. Drops back to pass. Throws that hitch out to Gudenkoff, who catches it. So they get about 3/4 of it back on that play.
Well, and just so people know, we're not just making stuff up, Joel. The difference here for the uninitiated, if you've got a quarterback that is back there like that and the running back is to his right or left, that's going to be called a shotgun. If the running back's behind him, they call that a pistol. Why they call it those things, I don't know, but that is the difference. So right here, to your point, we're going to see. Well, now it'll be at a 45-degree angle, so it'll be kind of a tweener. It'll be like a bazooka. But that is a shotgun right now.
Wallace back to pass. Throws the out to the tight end. That's Brian Torres. And he's taken down, but he'll get the first down yardage.
Nice catch by him. Great route. I mean, listen, you coach up kids. When you need 4 yards, you tell them you run that out at 5 yards. That way you catch and get tackled like he did, you've got the first down. Because your momentum's all going towards the sideline on that. It's hard to turn up and get yardage. So make sure if you catch it and get tackled, you get the first down. Kid did that. They've got the first down. Great play by him.
Twins to the right, I formation, tight end left. Toss out to Morris. He runs under the defender. And he's going to get tackled right close to the first down marker. The Muscatine outside backer able to set the edge, but Morris cuts underneath. The pursuit hadn't got there yet. So it'll be 2nd and 1. 2nd and inches, maybe. I guess it is a full yard. Trips formation to the left. 3 wide receivers. And they're going to throw the tunnel screen to Gudenkoff. He's got some blockers. Ball is out. Fumble. Muscatine recovers. Big hit by the Muskie secondary. I think that was Paul Henry.
Yeah, nice job. Didn't put the ball away and paid the price. If you get that thing swinging around out there, it's liable to get knocked loose. Great job to be opportunistic by the Muskie defense.
Nate Beatty, the defensive tackle, with the fumble recovery as he was hustling in pursuit. And the Muskies will take over after the turnover with just under 3 minutes to play. That was a big hit from Henry. He came up hard.
Yeah. Looked like he kind of just tomahawked that arm and ball squirted loose. And big play for us because if he doesn't knock that ball loose, that's a first down.
So Landon Batty will lead the Muskie offense. The give is to Kozad.
Too high there by the Muskie offensive line. Too many guys standing straight up on the snap. And you just have got to get more, just a better angle. Stay low and get going. There's people right there.
So it's 2nd and 9 here for the Muskies.
Little timeout here.
So we got a timeout. 2:51 here. 2nd and 9.
Again, it's hard work in the trenches, Joel, for the line. I get that. I mean, I understand that completely. But when you fire off on those runs, you got to get low. You got to be playing at that hip level and really get into those guys and drive them. This defensive line from Davenport, or I keep saying that from Iowa City West, it's just too big and too powerful. You're not going to be able to stand up and just drive those guys. You got to get low and really get going at them and take them where you want them.
And it's easier said than done. You and I both know that from our times at the positions ourselves and coaching it. So now Batty comes under center. Raker in motion. And they give us to Kozad. He is swallowed up. Just a gain of about a yard. And now West will take another timeout here.
Well, great job there by Iowa City West just to be patient. And, obviously, Rakers is the guy they want to get the ball to as much as possible. They bring him in motion there, run a very nice toss fake to him to get the ball. But those interior linemen from West have got to stay home and do their job. That's what they did, and there was nothing doing on the handoff.
So with 2:45 here to go. Now what West is doing, they're trying to get the ball back, see if they can get another score, because they will actually receive the ball, too, at the beginning of the second half.
Well, it's an interesting decision here for the Muskies, too. Obviously, you've got, 3rd and long, 3rd and 8. If you run the ball, you're gonna force them to burn another timeout. But if you throw it and you get an incompletion, they don't have to take the timeout. They've got the time on their side. So what do you do here?
What would you do here? I would throw it. I know that timeout's valuable, but I'd run a screen pass, something like that, a higher percentage completion.
Yeah, I think you go after the first down. I mean, high school, it's not as critical as the pros because they're just not as efficient. But or you quick kick it.
True. I think if you're 15 yards further down the field, that's more of an option. Bootleg here by Batty. His pass is incomplete, intended for Braden Lane. So now the punt team will come on. So 4th and 9 for the Muskies. Gudenkoff goes back deep for the Trojans. Snap back to Batty is good. Line drive punt. The Gudenkoff catches. Gets a big block. Tries to find that edge down his own sideline. And he is met with authority by Brock Garrison, number 58. So Garrison punishes the return man who had nowhere to go but into the wall.
Yeah, nice job by Brock there. Good hustle.
But a good return by Gudenkoff, getting the ball inside the West 35-yard line.
Well, and props to Coach Hawkins and Coach Krieger, the special teams coordinator. Obviously punting was a huge issue last week with the I won't say quick kicks, so they weren't quick kicks, but where they were moving their quarterback back and just doing it from 8-9 yards, a lot of trouble. Getting into a more traditional punt and looking good. Obviously, don't like all the return yards on that particular one, but the snaps are good, the protection's good, the punts have been really good.
Wallace puts the man in motion. A little reverse here to Gudenkoff, and he's got Green in front of him. Henry gets blocked big by Wallace, the quarterback. And Drake Gray able to track him down and get him out of bounds.
Well, it's so frustrating as a defensive coach there because when you get a reverse for that much yard, there was nobody on this side. That means whoever was responsible for outside contain abandoned the outside contain. And as you always try to coach kids up, listen, if you're on the right side and that ball's going hard to the left, you're not making that play anyway. So stay home and prevent the reverse. Muskies didn't do that and paid the price.
So now Wallace, the I formation. He gives it to Applegate, who bounces it outside, turns it up, and he finds the end zone. Touchdown, Mason Applegate.
Yeah, nice job. Looked like that was designed to go inside the tackle. Applegate saw that wasn't on, but the outside was open, used his speed and his patience. Again, patience. Just such a great job of reading the blocks in front of him, seeing where the defense is, and being confident in his speed to know that he can get where he needs to be very, very quickly. And that kid's having a heck of a night tonight.
Jetting on for the extra point. And that kick is up and good. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 60 seconds for more Muskie football on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'd like to take a minute to talk to you about Pearl City Media.
At Pearl City Media, we develop custom marketing solutions for businesses of all kinds. Between radio, cable TV, newspaper, Facebook, Google, and YouTube ads, it can be tough to make sure your business is seen and understood by the right people. Pearl City Media understands that people are everywhere, and reaching the right kind of people for your business isn't so simple. Maybe you want to increase your business's awareness and sell more inventory. Or maybe you want to book more appointments. Or maybe you need a bump in your lunchtime traffic. Whatever your goals are, Pearl City Media will listen and create a strategic campaign focused on helping you reach those goals. We handle all the strategy, planning, execution, and will update you on the results.
And welcome back on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Joel Krausar and Ben Nitzel as Iowa City West leads Muscatine 28-7 here with 2 minutes to go in the first half. We'll have our Muscatine Lawn and Power halftime show coming up. It's been the Mason Applegate show here this first half, Ben, for West.
Yeah, I think the senior has showed a lot of poise running the ball. Again, obviously his speed is very apparent, but his ability to be patient and let things develop in front of him has been the difference maker tonight and the reason he's found the end zone 4 times.
Now Mason Crabtree with the return, gets at his own 5. Breaks a couple tackles. He's pushed out at the 19.
Mason Crabtree returns the kick to the 20-yard line.
They give him the 20, which is good.
Boaz Abramoff.
So as the Muskie offense takes the field, Muscatine trying to creep back in and cut this lead into just a two-score ball game.
Well, and you said it yourself. The issue is on the other side of the break here, we're going to be kicking the ball back to Iowa City West. So put you in a little bit of a bind here. Would love to get something going last minute 52, but you're balancing that with also not wanting to put them in a position to try to score again.
We'll give to Kozad, who is tripped by Applegate, who crashed off of his defensive end spot.
Yeah, great job. Get the hand out there, get the foot into the hand into the legs, cause that runner to trip up, and then now it's a zero-sum game there for the Muskies, unfortunately.
So 2nd and 10 for Muscatine, who still has 2 timeouts of their own, so if they're able to get a first down, that give is to Kozad.
Apple. Now you got me all screwed up, Joel. I was going to call him Applewhite myself because you really.
Sorry,
I don't need any help being marginal here on this broadcast. I'll tell you that. But great job by Applegate again. I mean, he's one-man wrecking crew right now. Coming off from the defensive end position, you said, making 2 plays in a row.
So we're under a minute to play here in the first half. It's 3rd and 12. The Muskies trying to escape this half without any more damage being done.
Muskies using really, really tight splits on the offensive line, I noticed. Only about 4 or 5 inch splits. Really condensing things down.
Raker gets the give from the fullback spot.
Well, great hard run, but you're not going to run through 4 guys.
And
so did a good job dragging them with him. But
it appears West is not going to use that final timeout. And the Muskies will not need to take another step to run this down to end the half. A little surprised that West is leaving that timeout on the board and not going for a block punt or something?
Nah, yeah, kind of. They might, yeah. I think if it's 21-7, they take it.
Sure. So that'll be the end of the first half as the Muskies trail 28-7 here against Iowa City West. We'll take a 2-minute break. We'll be back with more halftime show presented by Muscatine Lawn and Power.
At First National Bank, we strive to provide the best customer service both in person and online. Our mobile wallet offers you great features within our mobile app. Card controls, alerts, digital receipts. Mobile wallet is a free feature in our mobile app. Check it out today.
Affordable Metal Manufacturing provides cut-to-length rolled metal panels for commercial, residential, and agricultural roofing. We take pride in delivering our products with a short lead time, normally 3 days or less. Our panels are cut to the nearest 1/8 of an inch for greater efficiency and less waste. Affordable Metal can even roll your panels on site. Call today for a free quote and let us become your preferred supplier. Affordable Metal Manufacturing. Our business is rolling.
At Hustler Turf, quality matters, especially in the strength and durability of our mowers. So you know your Hustler will stand the test of time. We think the difference is obvious. With our welded fabricated steel deck, high-strength 11-gauge one-piece frame, and the precision control of our smooth track steering, anyone can mow like a pro.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'd like to take a minute to talk to you about Pearl City Media.
At Pearl City Media, we develop custom marketing solutions for businesses of all kinds. Between radio, cable TV, newspaper, Facebook, Google, and YouTube ads, it can be tough to make sure your business is seen and understood by the right people. Pearl City Media understands that people are
And we are back at the Discover Muscatine Sports Network as Hy-Vee presents a check for $25,000 to the Muscatine Athletic Department as part of the donation to pay for the new video scoreboard. Matt Schweitzer, store director here in Muscatine, and his team, always so great to help the community out. And that's one of many gifts that were made to support the purchase and the installation of the new video board.
Also, Justin Henneman is the director of the Drug Town, or the what do they call it downtown now? Main Street.
Hy-Vee Main Street.
That's an MHS grad, Sparty. Justin Henneman, great guy down there as well. Give him a little shout out.
Is it a former neighbor?
He is. Well, not really. I never lived there when he did.
Your parents' neighbor?
But it did graduate from Muscatine High School, and nice to see him doing well and down there and being successful with Hy-Vee and helping to give back to the community.
Hy-Vee doing such an outstanding job, as always. And sometimes we can take it for granted, but they are so important to our community. And big thank you to Matt Schweitzer and his team to support this effort. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be back with more halftime show. We got a special feature for you coming up right after the break here on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network.
Artie's Ice Cream and Grill, 609 West 5th Street, Wilton, Iowa.
At First National Bank, we strive to provide the best customer service both in person and online. Our mobile wallet offers you great features within our mobile app: card controls, alerts, digital receipts. Mobile wallet is a free feature in our mobile app. Check it out today.
Affordable Metal Manufacturing provides cut-to-length rolled metal panels for commercial, residential, and agricultural roofing. We take pride in delivering our products with a short lead time, normally 3 days or less. Our panels are cut to the nearest eighth of an inch for greater efficiency and less waste. Affordable Metal can even roll your panels on site. Call today for a free quote and let us become your preferred supplier. Affordable Metal Manufacturing. Our business is rolling.
At Hustler Turf, quality matters, especially in the strength and durability of our mowers. So you know your Hustler will stand the test of time. We think the difference is obvious. With our welded fabricated steel deck, high-strength 11-gauge one-piece frame, and the precision control of our smooth track steering, anyone can mow like a pro.
Hi, I'm Ashley.
And welcome back to the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. I'm Joel Krausar, along with my partner Ben Nitzel, as the marching band takes the field for their halftime show. The Muskies trail 28-7, and all season long, our halftime show is going to feature this knowledge bomb and the Nits Blitz, as Ben Nitzel brings us through some things the Muskies are going to look at halftime to consider.
Oh, yeah, thanks, brother. Joel, this could be a little bit of an evolving work in progress here in terms of what we're going to talk about or how this is going to go. But I thought for tonight, for the inaugural, we talked a little bit about adjustments. You know, the halftime is so critical for both coaching staffs to go in and say, what is it that we want to do differently? What is it that we want to improve? What are the things that we want to, now that we've seen them in person, what are the things we're going to try and do? So if I'm in that Muskie locker room right now, I'm talking about three things, I think, primarily for adjustments. First is going to be the tackling. Again, we've talked about this for 2 weeks in a row. We have been in the right positions, a lot of plays. We've got to get guys grabbing cloth. Number 44 is not that hard to tackle, but he is quick and he's elusive and he's patient. So you got to get somebody in there, get a hold of him, and again, hold on, let the cavalry come. One of the things, high school kids especially want to come in, everybody wants to come in and blow people up and make big hits. Break down, grab cloth, and hold on until people can get there and help you make the tackle. Because if we were tackling guys where we're touching them for the first time, this is not a 28-7 game. So that's going to be number one. Number two, I'm going to talk a little bit about opening up the offense. We're doing a nice job giving them some different looks, running the ball hard. But up front, we're losing the battle a little bit. We're not going as hard. So I want to see us get outside a little bit, try to get maybe some passes going a little bit, but just kind of open things up a little bit. You're also down 21 points. So I think the initial game plan to come in and run the ball the way they were, get the ball to Wrecker, super, super smart. But at this point, down 21, and with you kicking off to Iowa City West, going to need to talk about how are we going to open up the offense, how are we going to try and create some big play opportunities, because we've got to get the ball up and down the field, and it can't all be on kick returns, right? And then third, I think finally, I want to talk a little bit about just making sure we're getting properly aligned. We're doing some pre-snap shifts defensively, which I think is really smart based on what we're seeing down there, but making sure guys are in the right spot. That first touchdown only had 10 guys on the field. That's frustrating for a defensive coordinator. Somebody's not out there and they're supposed to be. And just making sure guys are in the gaps they're supposed to be, because especially in high school football, having people in the right places, that is critical to being successful. If you're running a reverse, you've got to have that guy that stays home that does not allow that reverse to just run. We've had other plays where, yes, the running back is doing a nice job, but he shouldn't be able to bounce to the outside and have nobody in the flat. Somebody has been assigned the flat that has been worked on all week, that someone's got to be there. So get aligned in your proper spots and make sure you're where you're supposed to be so you can make those plays. Those are the three adjustments I'm looking at if I'm Muscatine coaches and talking to my players. And I think if we can do that, we can get ourselves back in the game. We want to come out, get a big stop. We always talk about that first 7 minutes of the third quarter is critical. If we can get a big stop, get the ball back, march it down, punch it in, now we got a dogfight and we're in it. We got a chance to win this home opener here on this beautiful new stadium. If we don't do those things, we give up a soft touchdown, it's going to be a real long road to hoe the last quarter and a half.
Couldn't have said that any better myself. And takeaways are another part of that. After you get aligned correctly, they got one takeaway. Did the Muskies? They were able to force a turnover and recover a fumble in their own red zone, and that's another key to try to find your way back into this game. If you can take away, shorten the field, that could kind of help you to scratch and claw back into it as well.
Yeah, there's nothing more obvious in football, I think, than if you win the turnover battle, there's a really good chance you're going to win the game. Not always true, but often true. And I think that's a great point. Listen, you're down 3 scores. You're going to want to try to be opportunistic. You're certainly getting stops is great, but if you can get them to put that ball on the ground, if you can get that pick, not only the big momentum shifts, but to your point, gets you better field position, shortens that field, gives you a smaller distance to go to punch in to get those touchdowns and get things rolling.
Yeah, and I guess I said it very inarticulatively, which just like that word was proper alignment. Can sometimes
word in
lead.
Quotes.
Lining up properly can put you in position to get that takeaway a lot of times.
Yeah, and not lining up properly, especially against an offense like Iowa City West that's going to give you different looks, that's going to run some unbalanced stuff. When you're not properly aligned, that creates those gaps and seams just from the get-go, right? And it's hard enough to go against those big boys, that number 77 out there. It's hard enough to take on that block, shed that block, make a tackle. Now if you're a half a gap or a full gap away from where you're actually supposed to be, that's mission impossible.
Well, we'll let this go to a quick break. The Muscatine Muskie Marching Band finishes their halftime show. We're going to take another short commercial break here, and we'll be back with more Muskie Football on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Strategery.
Artie's Ice Cream and Grill, 609 West 5th Street, Wilton, Iowa.
At First National Bank, we strive to provide the best customer service both in person and online. Our mobile wallet offers you great features within our mobile app: card controls, alerts, digital receipts. Mobile wallet is a free feature in our mobile app. Check it out today.
Affordable Metal Manufacturing provides cut-to-length rolled metal panels for commercial, residential, and agricultural roofing. We take pride in delivering our products with a short lead time, normally 3 days or less. Our panels are cut to the nearest 1/8 of an inch for greater efficiency and less waste. Affordable Metal can even roll your panels on site. Call today for a free quote and let us become your preferred supplier. Affordable Metal Manufacturing. Our business is rolling.
At Hustler Turf, quality matters, especially in the strength and durability of our mowers. so you know your hustler will stand the test of time. We think the difference is obvious. With our welded fabricated steel deck, high-strength 11-gauge one-piece frame, and the precision control of our smooth track steering, anyone can mow like a pro.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'd like to take a minute to talk to you about Pearl City Media.
At Pearl City Media, we develop custom marketing solutions for businesses of all kinds. Between radio, cable TV, newspaper, Facebook, Google, and YouTube ads, it can be tough to make sure your business is seen and understood by the right people. Pearl City Media understands that people are everywhere, and reaching the right kind of people for your business isn't so simple. Maybe you want to increase your business's awareness and sell more inventory. Or maybe you want to book more appointments. Or maybe you need a bump in your lunchtime traffic. Whatever your goals are, Pearl City Media will listen and create a strategic campaign focused on helping you reach those goals. We handle all the strategy, planning, execution, and will update you on the results of the campaign while constantly evaluating the effectiveness of your campaign. So what are you waiting for? Send Pearl City Media a message and start improving your marketing today.
And welcome back to the Muscatine Lawn and Power halftime show. I'm Joel Krausar along with Ben Nitzel, my partner. It's week 2 of the Iowa high school football season this Labor Day weekend as the Muskies trail 28-7 as we're just a few minutes away from the beginning of the second half. And Ben, tonight we got to finish this game against Iowa City West, and then next week we travel to familiar Mississippi Athletic Conference foe Bettendorf. And
Premier City, Joel. Premier City. That's what the sign says.
And then we'll be home against Pleasant Valley on the 17th of September. And then homecoming, September 24th, in multiple senses of the word. Former Muskie head coach Jake Mueller, now an assistant at Cedar Falls, and the Tigers come to Muscatine for homecoming. And now we get into the kind of that new schedule with this 5A. And then the following we play Cedar Falls, and then we head up to Dubuque back-to-back weekends to face Hempstead and Senior, and then host Davenport North and West to finish off the season.
Yeah, back onto the Trail of Tears. A lot of travel. Not as bad as about 5 years ago. We had a real rough one, which was punctuated by a trip up to Dubuque, which was then rained out, which resulted in a next day trip up to Dubuque. But, it's interesting. I don't think I like it better, but it is interesting to play some different teams and do some different things. It'll be exciting to have Coach Mueller coming back down here to play Muscatine. I'm sure he would have maybe wanted to go a couple more years before he had to come back down here to play, but it'd be nice to have them coming this way and not having to go there at least till next year.
Well, and it is Class 5A. If you are a follower of Iowa high school football, they've had 4 classes and plus 8-man. Class A, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, plus 8-man. With some new analytics, I think is the word, they've decided to expand to a 5A class at Muscatine, one of the smaller schools actually in that 5A class, as in an attempt to create some competitive balance across the football landscape in Muscatine, in Iowa.
Yeah, I know at the state level, those guys are always super interested in competitive balance and making the best decision for kids. So I'm sure that it involved both those things, Joel. There's no doubt in my mind.
As was evident by some of the eligibility decisions last year during the COVID.
Well, I think you want to have a state soccer tournament on a field that floods every year. I think whatever, it's great. It'll be interesting, though. Obviously, it puts us in a position you do a lot more traveling. You're going to see some different teams. To your point, Muscatine, one of the smaller teams in 5A. And I when we went to school, and again, we want to play the great old days, but Muscatine's obviously shrunk a little bit. Back when we were going through, it was third or fourth biggest in the state of Iowa, I think, at that time.
My graduating year of 2000, we were the 9th largest high school in the state.
Yeah, and I think we were 4th or 5th at the time. But, things ebb and flow and change. It's nice to be up here at a little bit higher level and play against some of these teams. And it'll be exciting to see some different teams. That is the plus side, right? You get a chance to play some different teams in some different cities, go to some different stadiums, and things are a little bit different. Certainly miss playing in the MAC, seeing all those teams having that consistent schedule. that we had in the early 2000s. But things change, times change, and we're certainly just adapting with them.
Yeah, and the MAC has evolved too. Burlington leaving, Central DeWitt joining. It's a constant moving landscape, not just at the collegiate level. We're seeing it all the way down at the Iowa high school level as well. We're going to take another short break, and we'll be back with the kickoff of the second half here on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. It's the Muscatine Lawn and Power Halftime Show.
Artie's Ice Cream and Grill, 609 West 5th Street, Wilton, Iowa.
At First National Bank, we strive to provide the best customer service both in person and online. Our mobile wallet offers you great features within our mobile app: card controls, alerts, digital receipts. Mobile wallet is a free feature in our mobile app. Check it out today.
Affordable metal manufacturing provides.
And we are back live at the Muscatine Community Stadium. Joel Kraus, Art Bednitzel on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network as the Muskies trail the Trojans 28-7, and they will kick off to Iowa City West here to start the second half. An important stand for the Muskie defense to try and limit this to change field position and not surrender any points here in the opening of the second half, Ben.
Yeah, it is. I mean, for sure. We always talk about there's something weird that happens where a team can just be completely dominant or completely poor in the first half, and then you go to halftime. And it doesn't seem to matter sport, whether it's football, whether it's soccer, whatever it is. So how you come out and respond that first 7 minutes, is going to dictate a lot. If Muskies can come down, get a big stop, get the ball back, get that momentum going, they got a shot to win this thing. If they kind of capitulate here and Iowa City West is able to sort of impose their will, it's going to be a long second half. They're going to have to really make something happen. So hopefully I'm sure that we made some great defensive adjustments. We're going to be ready to go. And just like I said, if you can get that turnover, great. If not, let's get that 4 and out, get that ball back, and see what we can do.
Sophia Thomas on to kick off for the Muskies. Gudenkoff back deep as the single deep back for West. The kick. All right, it's about the 17-yard line. And Gudenkoff has a seam. He's over the 40, over the 45, all the way out to midfield. Strong return for the West wide receiver.
Nice job hitting the crease there. Again, not where you want to start if you're the Muskies. You wanted to kind of pin them back a little bit, but let's see what the defense can do here.
So the Muscatine defense takes the field right at the midfield mark.
And I'm going to challenge my seniors a little bit too here if I'm the Muscatine coaches. I just need some of those guys to step up here. And Brock Garrison, I need to have a big half because I think he's capable of dominating this game if he gets going.
Wallace in the shotgun. Applegate to his right. Applegate with 4 touchdowns in the first half. Or 3 touchdowns in the first half. Quick hitter hitch is complete for a first down on first down.
Boy, you have old number 6, Drake Gray, playing his heart out there, coming off the edge from linebacker, but he's going against the big man, number 77, Liam Becker, and it looks like my daughter trying to pass rush me. He's going to have to try to use a little speed to get around him because he gets locked up with that big boy. That is a very athletic, very large high schooler.
Wallace back to pass. Finds the seam. That's Brian Torres, the tight end. A big gain on first down.
Yeah, too much space. Just too much space. Your safeties have got to see that and come up. It's the play in front of them. I know the secondary coaches are going to be talking to those guys about it, but you can't just let that ball hang like that and not be closer on the catch. At least put the kid under duress and make him make a catch in traffic.
So now West, 1st and 10 at their own at the Muskie 14-yard line. Wallace throws the out. And dropping a shoulder is Owen Onestad.
Yeah, Brian Torres there, I think, on the catch. Joel kind of went man mode onto our corner and just kind of bullied him for another 6 yards.
So that skinny 11 from the distance outside of my binoculars looked like an 8, so I apologize.
Owen forgives you, and I think so does
so does Torres.
So does Brian. We corrected it.
Wallace under center.
See if they go to the left off the big man right here.
Play action fake. Almost intercepted as Wallace kind of threw that in between two guys. Good pressure from Gray.
Yeah. Would like to get the pick there. I'll tell you, Joel, I am a better defensive coach than offensive coach. That's for sure. I proved that over 4 years of coaching offense. But a little surprising that Iowa City West went with that call there. You've been moving the ball so well on the ground. You're so close to the end zone. A lot of bad things can happen on the pass. I'm surprised you just don't load that ball up to your stud runner and put him behind 77 and make the Muskies make a play.
Wallace now on the quarterback sneak, and he's stacked up.
Yeah, nice job by the Muskie defense, combined with a little bit of inexperience from the Iowa City West quarterback there. That's just a quarterback sneak. He's got to tuck in right in between that guard, center, and drive. His left tackle and left guard stepped down into their inside gaps and pushed, and he kind of squirted out to the C gap where it was just him. So that was never going to go very well. Nice job by the Muskies, though, to play their spots and squeeze that thing and be right there to stop them.
Kovac led the charge from his linebacker position and stopped the momentum first, and then his teammates helped push him back.
Going to hand it off here.
Gives to the fullback, who is in for the touchdown.
Yeah, nice little run there by Taylor Martin, number 34, the senior. And it was interesting, if you could see from our angle, you probably saw that on your screens there, Jack Wallace, the freshman quarterback, makes a little signal. He's telling the fullback where he wants him to go based on what gaps the Muskies are in, and he's just going to turn that way, hand him the ball, and punch it in.
Jetting on for the extra point. Flag on the play. Offsides on the Muskies. A couple times now on this extra point, the whole West line does the snap down on the ready call.
Yeah, I tell you, I hate that. Listen, I think that's ridiculous that you allow, like, if you're going to do the snap down, that's fine, but then you don't have to do the snap down every single play of the game. I don't like that you do it certain times and then you don't do it others. To me, if you always got to snap down or never snap down. Otherwise, just Mickey Mouse games.
Extra point by Jetton is good. So Iowa City West takes a 35-7 lead. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more third quarter action on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network.
To length rolled metal panels for commercial, residential, and agricultural roofing. We take pride in delivering our products with a short lead time, normally 3 days or less. Our panels are cut to the nearest eighth of an inch for greater efficiency and less waste. Affordable Metal can even roll your panels on site. Call today for a free quote and let us become your preferred supplier. Affordable Metal Manufacturing. Our business is rolling.
At Hustler Turf, quality matters, especially in the strength and durability of our mowers. So you know your Hustler will stand the test of time. We think the difference is obvious. With our welded fabricated steel deck, high-strength 11-gauge one-piece frame, and the precision control of our smooth track steering, anyone can mow like a pro.
Hi, I'm
Welcome back to Muscatine Community Stadium. Joel Kraus, Ben Nitzel. We're in the third quarter of a Friday Night Lights here in Muscatine as Letton will kick off for Iowa City West off of the man touchdown. That one is over the head of the Muskie deep backs and goes into the end zone.
Ooh, little extracurriculars.
That's going to be a flag on number 37, we're assuming.
32.
Man, my eyes. Ashton Honore. I think it's going to get flagged for some extracurriculars. And that will put the ball out to the 35-yard line for the Muskies. And that is not a good way to start off the quarter for the for the Trojans on the defensive side. So 1st and 10 for Muscatine, as Landon Batty and the Muskies to get the offense going. You mentioned opening up the offense here, and we see that 2 stacked wide receivers, both sides.
Want to bring some pressure off the edge from Iowa City.
And here's the give to Kozad up the middle.
And I like that. This is kind of an old Muskie philosophy where if you feel like you're a little bit outgunned physically, you're going to spread people out because they have to cover them.
Right.
And so you take them out wide. That's going to open up. If they don't cover them, you throw the ball. If they do cover them, you got less guys. You can let your linemen work a little bit more. There's a little bit more space. You can find some success that way.
Same formation. Raker out wide to the top of the screen. He's out at the numbers. Now that gives us to Kozad again. Who churns his legs. Makes it 3rd and short, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. Right where you want to be on schedule for the Muscatine offense. So the Muskies looking to move here. Now Raker will line up in the H-back position. Give to Kozad. Good push from the Muskie offensive line. And it'll be 1st down, Muscatine.
Nice job. And again, it just by being in a reasonable down and distance, you open up your entire playbook. You force West. They've got to protect against the pass. They've got to protect against the run. It's hard to do both, and that sets you up for a 4-yard gain to get what you need.
Just got an update on Liam Becker, the offensive tackle for Iowa City West. He's got a lot of attention, including the coaches at the University of North Dakota. He's committed to play for the Fighting Hawks in Fargo. Excuse me, I don't think they're in Fargo. That's North Dakota State.
That's all right, Joel. It's North Dakota. Fine.
Batty with the shovel to Raker, who's got some open field, and he turns it up, and he's going to have the 1st down.
Somewhere John Each is smiling. That guy loves a shovel play.
Shovel goes for the 1st down, and the Muskies are in Trojan territory at the Iowa City West 41.
But again, the shovel's really nice. Again, if your guy drops it, it's an incomplete pass. If he catches it, it's a good way to just get somebody coming through and create some angles. That's one of the things you really want to do in high school football, especially if you're maybe not just physically dominant over a team, is get your kids into positions that they can make good ankle blocks down on kids.
Raker in motion. Low snap. Handled well by Batty. But Kozad is swallowed up. It's going to be a short loss.
And really, that was the first bad snap we've seen. I mean, I think you got to give a little bit of credit, a little bit of shout out there. Drop a snap the ball. Zach Stolfus, number 73. We're in shotgun. Sometimes we're in pistol, and just been able to, really nice snaps up until that point. So I wanted to highlight. I think he's been doing a very nice job of getting that ball back. So critical, so hard to get a good snap and then have to block somebody. People don't realize if you haven't done it.
Especially with that odd front, the nose right over the center. Give us to Kozad, who, again, met right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, when you got some of your guys about 3-4 yards downfield, your linemen, and they're not touching anyone, that's usually a recipe for disaster.
So they make it 3rd and 11 for Muscatine.
And again, I'd like to see us go back to what we started with, right? Spread them out, get them out there, force Iowa City wide. They want to play quarters. They want to have their safeties and corners kind of running and pass covering. Get those guys out of the box and let you play against the 7 that are left.
Batty play action. And that is intercepted on the overthrow. Raker, the intended receiver. And the Trojans will take over at their own 21-yard line.
Well, and since I want to sound like I know a lot about football, the punt or 3rd down, you're in tough position there, so you just throw it up there. And again, a little bit of an experienced throw. Maybe had some guys available kind of behind him, but he'll get better at that.
Just the 2nd game as the starter for Batty, the junior. As Wallace, the freshman, leads the Trojan offense. Gives it to Morris. As Morris is close to the first down.
Personnel shift here.
So it'll be 2nd and 1 now for West. Who did just bring in quite a few new players. Applegate back in the backfield.
Double slot, tight slot here. Shotgun.
Give this to Applegate. He gets to the second level. Oh, excuse me, no. 24 now in the ball game. That's Steve Tembia.
Nice run by Tembia.
Or maybe it's Tembi. Al Hilton goes with Tembia. I'm going to go with Tembia as well. So
he's a doctor. He's a doctor, so he knows.
.538 to go here in the third quarter. The Trojans converting there on 2nd down.
Getting double slot into the shotgun.
They give it to Tembia off the left side.
Really
Gray
nice
with the tackle.
Yeah, very nice play by Gray there. Taking on his man, collapsing him down. And again, you always teaching those guys that outside position. You don't want your inside hand. If you've got outside you got outside contain. You don't want your inside hand to cross the scapular of the offensive player. So keep that inside hand right in the middle, outside hand on his shoulder. Then you can get rid of him and play off and make the play. Nice job there.
If we have anatomical bingo going, that is the scapula square for your shoulder blade experts. As well as from the shotgun, play action. He's got his tight end in the seam.
Oof.
As Henry with the tackle, or with the big hit and the tackle, as Braden Gladwin was streaking down the seam.
Wow, he had a choice of targets there. Nice throw by the freshman. Well, let me go back and correct myself, Joel. I really meant the sternum.
Okay.
So now that would be double bingo
curious.
now.
There we go.
Scapula is wrong. I meant the sternum.
Wow.
For you Catholic aficionados, that's where you wear a scapular, but it is, the sternum.
That might be our target demographic. I just had flashbacks to religious education there as a freshman. Give us to Morris now up the field.
Okay. And again, you could see Iowa City West doing a little bit of what we did there. Sorry to cut you off, Joel, but where they're spreading guys out. You've got trips up to the offensive right side, a wide out down to the left. Muscatine's got to spread out to cover them, and they're saying, okay, then we're going to take our 7 and go against your 7 and see what we got.
Jaime Martinez met Morris in the hole and kept his feet running, like you mentioned in the first half. Was able to wait for his teammates to get there, just as you were mentioning.
Now back into the pro eye.
This to Applegate, who bounces it out right. He breaks a tackle from the corner. Raker can't get him in pursuit. And he spins off a tackle, but finally brought down inside the 10. His pad level is really good, too. He keeps his shoulders squared to the goal line, and he doesn't dance too much. He makes one cut and goes.
Yeah, and I've still just been really impressed. Just really, really impressed by his patience. You know, I mean, it's so hard to teach, and you can tell that he's an older player, that he's got that experience to just say, I know I'm quick, the hole's going to develop, and when it does, I'm going to go through it. I'm not going to try and force it.
Pass thrown up. Seth Overton, the intended receiver.
Tough to get. we were beat by 5 yards on a 13-yard route.
An eligible man downfield on Iowa City West. So the Muskies will, I believe, take this penalty.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that'll make it 1st and goal from the 15, or 14-yard line, excuse me. So the Muskie defense looking to hold inside the red zone. Unique formation here.
Yep, double slot, classic Iowa City here.
Play action, they throw the slant. Henry comes up again and delivers a blow.
Yeah, that was Connor Christensen on the tackle,
Oh, it was
though.
Christensen, sorry.
Yep.
I saw two.
Nice job coming up. You like to have a little bit tighter coverage there from your corners. You're in man. Again, really critical. If you've got a guy that you're guarding man-to-man here inside the 10-yard line, you've got to get inside. If we're going to give up a throw, it's got to be to the outside. It's got to be a great throw to the outside. It's going to be a long throw. We cannot give up the slant, but I think they're going to run the ball here.
Wallace under center.
They learned their lesson.
Gives it to Morris, and he's going to walk into the end zone for the touchdown. That'll make it 42-7, or 41-7 with an extra point coming. As Morris finds Paydirt for the first time tonight. You can tell when they want that short yardage, they're going left behind the big left side.
Yeah, no sense getting too creative or too tricky. Just get behind the big boy and see what you can do.
High snap. Extra point is good. Good hold by Owen Onestad. And that'll put the lead to 35 points as the Trojans lead 42-7. We'll take a short break and be back with the kickoff here on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network.
At First National Bank, we strive to provide the best customer service both in person and online. Our mobile wallet offers you great features within our mobile app. Card controls, alerts, digital receipts. Mobile wallet is a free feature in our mobile app. Check it out today.
Affordable Metal Manufacturing provides cut-to-length rolled metal panels for commercial, residential, and agricultural roofing. We take pride in delivering our products with a short lead time, normally 3 days or less. Our panels are cut to the nearest eighth of an inch for greater efficiency and less waste. Affordable Metal can even roll your panels on site. Call today for a free quote and let us become your preferred supplier. Affordable Metal Manufacturing. Our business is rolling.
And we're back at Muscatine Community Stadium. Joel Krausar and Ben Nitzel. 2:08 to go here in the third quarter as the Trojans lead 42-7. The Muskies looking to return this kick from Matt Jetton. Jetton kicks it deep. Over the head of Crabtree and into the end zone for the touchback. And the Muskies will take over at their own 20-yard line. In your coaching experience, at the collegiate level, they've moved the touchback up to the 25-yard line. We tend to see those rules trickle down to high school eventually. Do we see that potentially coming to the high school level? Would you be in favor of that coming to the high school level?
I would not. I think that to get it's an accomplishment to get a kid that can kick the ball to the end zone. I think you should be rewarded for doing that.
The Muskies come to the double stack formation, trying to spread out that Trojan defense. Batty back to pass. He finds Henry over the middle. Henry breaks one tackle and then is met by the Trojan secondary.
Nice little check down, going through his progressions and finding that third or fourth option right across the middle for a nice little completion. And again, bringing up that second and short, which is exactly where you want to be.
And we have a injured Trojan. Looks like maybe a cramp situation as one of his teammates, Nick McDonald, starts to stretch him out on the field. And the Iowa City West athletic trainer comes.
We talked about, obviously, the Muscatine Iowa City West connections that have sort of organically developed. And as I had mentioned earlier in the pregame there, I coached Andrew Durham, the offensive coordinator for Iowa City West in 2002, fall of 2002. He was a sophomore. And as irony would have it, I suppose, since we're here in this situation, our first game that year had gotten canceled. We'd rescheduled against Iowa City West.
Oh, wow.
So we played our first game at Iowa City West, and this is back when that didn't happen a lot. And so it was kickoff, and I'll pick that up after this play, Joel.
As Landon Batty brings the offense out. The give is to Ty Kozad. short gain on the play for the Muskies.
So it's a big deal for us to be playing up in Iowa City West against a team we never really played against, and we came out there very fired up. Like I said, start of the season, and Durham was our starting quarterback. First 4 passes of the day, Joel, touchdowns from from Andrew Durham. We were down 21-7.
Big. You just don't see that at all.
No, he went on to have a tremendous rest of his sophomore year, but that was a little bit of a rocky start there.
They give us now it's the option to Raker, who he's got the sideline.
Oh,
and the big tight end. They must have gotten him underneath from our angle, it looked like it was a face mask, but they got him under the shoulder pad because the official was right there. And no outrage from the Muskie sideline.
Nice little job there. Got the ball out, ran the option, sucked that end in, and was able to kick it out to Raker, and off he went.
Your Andrew Durham is story is much better than any I have. He was just the younger kid who lived down the street. He lived 2 houses down from me, but he was a 7th grader or so when I was still living at home. And Matt, his older brother, was someone I have a lot more familiarity with and played soccer with in high school. That'll be the end of the third quarter. We'll take a short break as the Muskies trail the Trojans 42-7.
Hessler Turf quality matters, especially in the strength and durability of our mowers. So you know your Hustler will stand the test of time. We think the difference is obvious. With our welded fabricated steel deck, high-strength 11-gauge one-piece frame, and the precision control of our smooth track steering, anyone can mow like a pro.
And we are back as we look to begin the fourth quarter here. Joel Krausar and Ben Nitzel on the call as Muscatine trails 42-7. This Muscatine offense just get a big gain from Nolan Raker on the option. And Muscatine has had some more explosive plays in the offense today.
Yeah, it feels, having watched the whole thing, it feels closer than 42-7. I mean, you see that scoreboard if you're just tuning in and you're like, oh boy, what's going on here? But it feels like we've been in it at times and been able to move the ball some, been able to get some stops, but really just some great patient running by Iowa City West and some big plays have really opened this thing up.
As Raker lines up in the H formation, Batty handles the snap, is able to get it to Kozad for a short gain on first down.
And again, one of the things that I like about when we are spreading the ball out with the receivers and getting the receivers outside, Iowa City West is trying to run quarters. So you can see on the snap, their 2 inside safeties are coming up hard into the box, what we would call the box, up into about 7-8 yards, because their first responsibility is take a check for run. And then if you see the tight end or anybody going deep, then they're going to reverse and take those inside quarters away. If we can spread those guys out, then we got a little bit more running room. We don't have those extra pressure coming up into the box.
Option from Batty. Gets it out to Kozad, who gets a block from the receiver. That's Henry. Big cutback from Kozad down inside the 25-yard line.
Yep, great run by Kozad there. Nice job by Batty to get him out. Now they're going to fine-tune him. They're going to come over and show him the iPad there and say, hey, listen, you've got to attack that end a little bit more. But he makes a nice pitch, and then Kozad does the rest. Great run by him. Gets a nice block out wide. Big gain for the Muskies.
One thing we noticed last week, too, and commented on, Batty's a very composed quarterback. Even when he drops the ball or there's a low snap, he's really engaged, and nothing seems to rattle him. And you need a quarterback like that when you're going to run the option, too, because they're going to get hit. They're going to face some pressure every time. Low snap. Batty back to pass. He's going to throw it deep to Raker, who
a little bit of hand fighting.
And that pass just sailed over the head of Raker.
To go back to your point, Joel, I would agree with you. I think that I've been incredibly impressed by his composure for only a second varsity start. I've seen kids who've had a lot more varsity games under the belt at starting quarterback that do not have the calm composure that he showed throughout these first 2 games. His decision-making is going to get a little bit better. Some of the play call, the pass is going to get a little bit crisper as he gets more experience, but you can't really teach that composure. It's like some guys it's a hot potato and some guys are calm, and he's doing a great job being calm. Very impressive.
It's comfortable. That's the word I use. He looks comfortable. The give is to Raker. And from the fullback position. Looks like Batty was trying to pull it. So third down and 8 now for the Muskies. Again, we're in that 35-point gap, so the clock is continuous.
You know, and adding to that pressure is we're kind of in the era where we're sending in signals or yelling in plays to the quarterbacks. It isn't like the 90s where you were always having somebody run in and tell them to play, and you could be real obvious. You're using symbols and signals and all kinds of things to get those plays in quicker.
Batty looking for Henry, and the pass falls incomplete.
Well, and always tough, too, anytime you ask a high school quarterback, and especially a young high school quarterback, to roll out to their opposite side. So if you're a right-handed thrower, you got to roll out to the left. You really got to get your body twisted around to be able to throw that ball. Difficult to do.
So it's 4th and 8, for the Muskies. We're just outside the First National Bank of Muscatine red zone. Now Batty back to pass. Steps up against the pressure. Throws it up to Raker, and that pass is incomplete. It'll be a turnover on downs, as the Muskies offense will jog off the field, and the defense looks to create some opportunities of their own. Muscatine trying to get it to their 6'5" tight end there in the red zone. Right idea. They had him double covered, though. I was going to have to take a perfect throw from Batty.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, I like the idea. I mean, you got a big target. Put the ball up there and see if you can do something.
So now West will take a timeout. Maybe reset some personnel. We're going to reset some personnel. Take a 30-second break here on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network.
Artie's Ice Cream and Grill, 609 West 5th Street, Wilton, Iowa.
And we are back as Muscatine trails west of Iowa City, 42-7.
Nobody's more excited to be back than me, Joel. I thought you were low-key firing me there before the break.
Changing the personnel. I don't think you'd be the one that they walked out. I think it would be the play-by-play guy who uses the word inarticulatability or whatever I said at the halftime show. So the Muskies defense on the field, and then West with some new personnel into the ball game. Looks like number 89, Eric Caparone, is the quarterback. He gives it to Tempia, and he'll go off left tackle for a gain of 1.
I mean, he's a sophomore. Usually if you're a sophomore getting some snaps in the varsity game, that's good news, but not when the starter's a freshman.
Just means the cupboard is full at the quarterback position, or bare, depending on which side of the glass you want to look at it, for Andrew Durham and the Iowa City West offense. Caparone tosses it almost over the head of Tempia, who makes a great catch. Or excuse me, that's Honore, who now breaks a few tackles and gets out to the left side. So he averts disaster with a great catch and is able to manufacture some big yardage.
Well, and you see that a lot. When something gets a little bit off kilter like that, all of a sudden everybody sort of senses that and pursues. And when that happens, people get out of their gaps. And that's why it's so important. You got to stay in your gaps. You got to stay in heel depth, meaning you're just going to get a half step into that line, and you want your heels at the same level as their heels so that the guys can't get by you. If you pursue too hard like that, sometimes they squirt outside you, and then it's just trouble.
Honore was the running back there. Tempia now back into the ball game, along with Caparone, who's going to pass, and that's going to be caught.
Nice catch.
Number 26, Jack Clark, with the catch.
Catches that without remorse.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 4 now for the Trojans. Trips receivers to the right-hand side, the bottom of the formation. Give it to Tempia. He's over the left side. He's into the secondary. And he is tackled by number 13, DeMarcus Powell, for the Muskies. They'll bring up 1st and 10 at the Muskie 39. Caparone in the shotgun. Again, 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the formation on the screen.
Very nice. Muscatine's still kind of sitting in on the run. I like that. Good call.
This is the give to Tempia. He's met by Kovac. Popped his bonnet right off.
Nice job getting low, ripping up, grabbing cloth. Very nice tackle. Like to see more of that.
He's had a nice game. Also, as a long snapper, he's been the long snapper for the Muskies tonight. The Muskie defense lines up in their 3-4 look. Caparone under center. This is to Honore. And he is swallowed up. Hunter Johnson with the tackle for the Muskies. So that'll be 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7 for Iowa City West. From the Muskie 36-yard line.
Seems like they're going to throw the ball. Be nice to go a little man-to-man coverage here. See if you can get a pick. Confusion. They've got some confusion down there.
Snap to Caparone. He boots out left. Throws it. It's going to be close. I think they're going to give it to him.
Too much space. Just too much space.
Razi Fahal with the catch. And they are going to spot him short of the first down. So they make it 4th and 1. So the Trojans now 4th and 1. Again, clock continuously running, even though the runner was tackled out of bounds.
And you don't want to give a big play there, but you can't. You don't want to give. You don't want to give an 8-yard cushion on a 6-yard down. Trips down here to the bottom of the screen again.
Caparone gives to Tempia, who has the first down.
Continuing to run hard.
The running back position incredibly deep for this Iowa City West team. Again, West coming off a close loss to Cedar Rapids Kennedy last week. Kennedy expected to be one of the more competitive teams in Class 5A this season. Caparone throws it to Fahal. Fahal tries to break the tackle. And that was
number 17, Joel.
That was Darnell Thompson.
Great job. Open field tackle, very difficult. They run the little slip screen out there. He comes up, makes a nice shoestring tackle. Great play by Darnell.
So now the Muskie defense holds into a 1-yard gain, so it will be 2nd and 9. And so some more.
Looks like it was strong right, strong left.
That seems. That looks strategic though. It looks like it's intentional.
I don't think that was intentional.
Tempia takes the handoff for a 1-yard gain.
Those kids were running to the left, Joel, like guys trying not to get yelled at. Okay.
I was just thinking it was some like trade situation where they're like, we're here and then we're going to shift. 3rd and 8 now for the Trojans. 1:20 to go here in the 4th quarter. Caparone with Honore in the backfield. The give is to Honore. He goes up the field, drops his shoulder. He's going to have the first down inside the 15.
Nice hard run. That didn't look like it should have been as successful as it was.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 14. We're under a minute to play here in the fourth quarter. 20-second differential right now between the play clock and the game clock. And it looks like we have a victory formation lining up here for the Trojans. Caparone will take the knee, and that will be the final play of this ball game as the play clock resets. And there will be no need to snap again as the Iowa City West Trojans come to Muscatine in the first game played on the newly renovated field here at Muscatine High School. The Trojans win 42-7. The Muskies will fall to 0-2 on the season. We'll be back here with our postgame show presented by Hy-Vee after this break on the Discover Muscatines.
At First National Bank, we strive to provide the best customer service both in person and online. Our mobile wallet offers you great features within our mobile app: card controls, alerts, digital receipts. Mobile wallet is a free feature in our mobile app. Check it out today.
Affordable Metal Manufacturing provides cut-to-length rolled metal panels for commercial, residential, and agricultural roofing. We take pride in delivering our products with a short lead time, normally 3 days or less. Our panels are cut to the nearest eighth of an inch for greater efficiency and less waste. Affordable Metal can even roll your panels on site. Call today for a free quote and let us become your preferred supplier. Affordable Metal Manufacturing. Our business is rolling.
At Hustler Turf, quality matters, especially in the strength and durability of our mowers. So you know your Hustler will stand the test of time. We think the difference is obvious. With our welded fabricated steel deck, high-strength 11-gauge one-piece frame, and the precision control of our smooth track steering, anyone can mow like a pro.
Artie's Ice Cream and Grill, 609 West 5th Street, Wilton, Iowa.
At First National Bank, we strive to provide the best customer service both in person and online. Our mobile wallet offers you great features within our mobile app: card controls, alerts, digital receipts. Mobile wallet is a free feature in our mobile app. Check it out today.
Affordable Metal Manufacturing.
And welcome back to our Hy-Vee post-game show. I'm Joel Krausar along with Ben Nitzel as the Muskies fall 42-7 against the visiting Iowa City West Trojans. And Ben, while the scoreboard showed a larger margin of victory for Iowa City West, the game felt much closer. Muscatine played a much better game tonight than they did last week.
Yeah, I think they showed some things offensively and some things defensively that are positive that you can build on. Again, still some issues with some tackling, some issues with maybe some line movement at times, being able to sort of impose your will on defense. But definitely some bright spots, some ability to move the ball, making some plays, causing some turnovers, things that this team can build on as they keep stepping forward into this season and trying to get better and improve and get some W's.
And offensively, we saw a little bit of a pivot in some philosophy, a little bit more under center, which we haven't seen from Muscatine for a while. Created some different angles for different offensive players. And our Affordable Metal Manufacturing offensive player of the game was Nolan Raker.
Yeah, Nolan did a great job. I mean, listen, I think when defenses take a look at the Muscatine film, they're going to look and see Nolan Raker doing different things on the. I mean, first of all, he's going to stand out from his size, but then just some of the plays I see him make. So he's going to be a guy they key on. So his ability to still get free, make a catch here or there, but run the ball. And again, it's hard. You want to kind of get settled in. You want to get some consistency as a player, but he's a kid who's being asked to go to tight end, go to fullback, split out of the slot, go out wide, play a lot of different positions, because the way you get somebody like that the ball is to put him in different positions to create different matchups, create different gaps. I thought he did a nice job of that. He's always in the right spot. He's obviously got a great command of the offense, knowing what to do in different spots. You're not seeing him make mental mistakes or be in the wrong spot. And then when he gets the ball and has a couple steps to get the engine going, breaking tackles, making big plays, helping this offense move the ball up and down the field. Great job by Nolan tonight.
And then on the defensive side of the ball, the defensive player of the game presented by Eastern Iowa Power Washers, linebacker Jacob Novak. He stood out to me as there were several plays where he was actually meeting the back in the backfield and helping plug up the run. West was still able to get their running game going, but Jacob Novak had multiple plays where he was doing his job and executing and tackling well. So he is our Eastern Iowa Power Washers defensive player of the game. And then our play of the game, the biggest offensive play the biggest explosive play for the Muskies today was the 94-yard kickoff return by Braden Lane, and that set up the touchdown for the Muskies, who scored on the 4-yard rush.
Well, like I said, I think it might have been longer. I think he might have fielded that in the end zone.
Yeah.
But great job by him to burst out, get going. It's nice, if you've got two guys in the back there that can threaten the big play, that puts the opposing team special teams under a little bit of duress. Great job running. I know he would love to have gotten the end zone. He did all the hard work, and he got so close. But great hustle play by Iowa City West to track him down. But that set up the touchdown. Very impressive job. Great play by that young man.
While the scoreboard was just short for the Muskies tonight, 42-7 is the final. The big winners, though, tonight are our community. This is a beautiful, newly renovated facility. Outstanding field turf, outstanding new bleachers, new press box. Everything about the home side of this field is brand new. The track is brand new. This is going to be a quality home for the Muskies marching band, Muskies football program, Muskies track program for a long time to come. And a huge thank you to our community for being able to make this happen and supporting this endeavor.
Well, and Joel, as somebody who's been in education for 21 years in this town, I can say that this is always a great community in terms of support, whether it's sending kids to international for Model UN, whether it's building new facilities that kids can use, whether it's sponsoring, some underprivileged kids to be able to have some opportunities that they would otherwise not be able to afford. This community always steps up for a lot of different people, but especially for its youth and especially for its schools. And so we're very thankful for all the people that made this possible. And it was a much-needed renovation, and it was never a doubt in my mind that the people and the businesses in this town were going to come through and make this kind of thing happen. It's really amazing and great to be sitting here and enjoying it and seeing the fruits of that labor and the fruits of that generosity that Muscatine is so famous for.
I would be remiss if I didn't send a huge shout-out and thank you to Tom Olsis, the Muskies Activities Director, and Muscatine Community School District Facility Director Jeff Miller on their working in partnership with all of the contractors and people, along with our school board, in piloting this project and steering it in the right direction. It turned out great, and thankfully with all the weather and everything, they were still able to get it all done. And we were here, and it worked beautifully, and we can't wait for many more years to come here at the Muscatine Community Stadium. That's going to do it for us tonight on the Discover Muscatine Sports Network. Remember to like and subscribe on the social media channels to Discover Muscatine. And also, if you watch this on Muscatine Power and Water Cable Channel 3, thanks for watching there as well. Multiple ways to bring you Muskie football and Muskie basketball and other Muskie activities all year long. Make sure you check out the Discover Muscatine newspaper for that schedule.
Joel, what are you doing next Friday?
Next Friday, we'll be at Bettendorf.
I'll see you there. I'm planning on coming. Premier City.
Premier City.
Not Premier Concessions, but a Premier City. Just check the sign.
So I know that you're not the biggest college football guy because you have a busy life, and I know you're an avid Green Bay Packer fan, and Sunday in the NFL season takes most of your time. But are you going to pay any attention to all the good college football that's going on tomorrow, or are you going to not be able to watch the Hawkeye-Indiana game or the Iowa State-UNI game? Your alma mater going up against your brother and sister's alma mater.
Yeah, I probably will not. And not that I don't want to, but, I mean, that is just the joy of 7 daughters. I think we've got some soccer games or something going on, and we'll be doing laundry. So, very exciting.
Sounds good. We should
Don't be jealous, people. Don't be jealous.
Ben Nitzel, I don't think I can add anything more to that. I'm Joel Krausar, saying goodnight for our team here at the Pearl City Media and Discover Muscatine Sports Network.
Good night, everybody.